welcome to this week's episode of I'm a DisNerd. I'm currently planning a trip to Walt Disney World, and I thought I would share with you some of my Magic Kingdom must-dos. This will include rides, some snacks, different shows, characters, and some other cool things that happen throughout the park. I'll take you through each individual land, and then I will end with things that happen throughout the park. They occur in multiple lands. So let's get started. The first must-do is right at the entrance, and that is the Magic Kingdom Welcome Show. The Magic Kingdom is the only park that still has a welcome show. The rest of them just have rope drop. If you're planning on going to see the welcome show, I would suggest you arrive approximately 30 minutes prior to park opening to guarantee yourself a spot so you can view this awesome welcome into the Magic Kingdom park. It is a great and entertaining way to start your day. You get to see all kinds of cool characters and get a special song stuck in your head. Alright, now let's get into the park. On Main Street, there is the Town Square Theater, which is home to two character must-dos. First is Tinkerbell. When you go to see Tinkerbell, you will notice everything is larger than life, so you feel like a fairy in Pixie Hollow. She is always a little sassy, and I love that. The second character is Mickey, but Mickey is not like every other Mickey. Mickey talks. And when I say he talks, I mean a whole array of things. And if you're wearing one of the specialty buttons, like Happy Birthday, Happy Anniversary, look out for a special message that he may give to just you. Main Street is full of shops. It is home to the Emporium, which is the largest souvenir shop in the Magic Kingdom. So don't be afraid to peruse some of those great shops, including some that are tucked away. All those storefronts have shops in them, so stop in and look around. Another must-do on Main Street are the Main Street cars. Now, these range from trolley cars to fire trucks and some other cool little nifty vehicles. These cars can take you from the train station on Main Street, USA, to the castle. It's a one-way trip, so you have to get off at the castle. It's also a great way to get back to the front of the park. You can hop on at the castle and come right back down. Now that we're through with Main Street, let's head on to Tomorrowland. In Tomorrowland, you will find some must-dos that are more well-known than others. The first, of course, is Space Mountain. Now, I would recommend getting a fast pass for Space Mountain, unless you get there right at rope drop, or right after the Magic Welcome Show. Space Mountain tends to get a line that lasts really long. It now has an interactive queue, so that's cool, but the line can still get really long, really fast. If you're staying on property, I would suggest doing Space Mountain during extra magic hours, if you're able to. The second must-do would have to be the TTC, or the People Mover, Tomorrowland Transit Authority. So you may be wondering, what are those tracks up that go around Tomorrowland? That's the TTC. Basically, it's an environmentally friendly transit system that takes you through Tomorrowland and gives you a chance to explore some of the new technologies that we may be developing in years to come. Also, don't forget about Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. Help defeat Emperor Zurg. Try for that Galactic Hero. And if you want some tips on how to get Galactic Hero, go on to SeeYaReelSoon. I'll put a link to their channel in the description below. They have a really good tutorial video on how to get that perfect score of all 9s. And don't be afraid, if you are a Galactic Hero, tell a cast member at the end of the ride. You get a special button for it. And it's impressive. Alright, now let's move on to Fantasyland. Now, Fantasyland has two parts. They have the old Fantasyland, and they have what is now known as New Fantasyland, which also includes the Storybook Circus. Let's start with Old Fantasyland. First, what is a trip to Disney without getting a song stuck in your head? Now, I'm not talking about that welcome show song. Hopefully that is out of your head by now. I'm talking about that one song that tends to get on your nerves after a while. You know what I'm talking about. It's a Small World. It's a Small World is a classic. And if you've never been to Disney, it is definitely a must-do. If you have small children, it's a must-do. It depends on what group I'm with. If I'm going with my family, I love that ride. But if I'm with my friends, there's other rides that I'm more interested in. But it is definitely a must-do for a first-timer, and definitely a must-do if you have family. Alright, next is Peter Pan's Flight. Peter Pan's Flight tends to get really crowded really fast. Okay? Get there either right when the park opens, get a fast pass, or go towards the end of the night. Normally when the second parade of the Electric Light Parade is going, the line tends to be a lot shorter then. And don't forget to check out the new interactive queue. You can have butterflies land on you, play with some bells, and even chase Tinkerbell around the room. Alright, now let's go into New Fantasyland. The hottest ride there, right now, is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It just opened in late 2014. So it's only been open for about 2 years. Again, another one you're going to want to get fast passes for, or get there right when the park opens. Again, or right when the park closes. It's about to close. That's a good time to hit those rides. This one also has an interactive queue. Try and spin all the mine buckets at once, and don't forget to look up. That's a little bit of a hint. Also, keep your eyes peeled for that evil queen. You never know where she might pop up. Also in New Fantasyland, there are some meet and greets that you might want to do. Such as meeting with Ariel in her grotto, which is cool because she's in her little fish outfit. Or going over to the Princess Fairy Tale Hall to meet Anna and Elsa. Of course, you want to get a fast pass or right when it opens, because that line can get up to 5 hours within 10 minutes of the park opening. The other princesses that tend to be there are Cinderella and Rapunzel. But that is going to be changing, because Anna and Elsa are going to be heading over to Norway and Epcot starting in the summer of 2016. So, this is subject to change, and when it does, I'll make sure I add a comment into this video so that way you guys know who is currently there. Excuse me. Another character to keep your eye out for is Gaston. He's over by his tavern in New Fantasyland. He loves to accept challenges. See who has bigger muscles. Maybe challenge him to a spinning contest. He won't turn you down. He's also very flirty with the ladies, so gentlemen, you may want to hold your ground. Alright, don't forget to stop in Storybook Circus, because there are some special characters back there, such as Donald, Goofy, Daisy, and Minnie. They're not dressed like you would see them normally. They're dressed as if they are ready to perform in a circus. You've got the Great Goofini, Donaldo, Minnie the Magnificent, and the Amazing Daisy. So they all have special costumes on. So that's kind of cool and different. Alright, let's keep going. On to Liberty Square. So Liberty Square is home of the Haunted Mansion, which of course, is a must-do. While you're in line, try and figure out the riddle on the tombstones. See who killed who, and let me know if you figure it out. Alright, one must-do in Liberty Square that often gets overlooked is the Liberty Square Riverboat. Now this will take you on a sweet little relaxing ride across the rivers of America. Keep your eyes out for all the people that are in Magic Kingdom. You see some interesting folks. Trust me, people watching is one of my favorite things to do while I'm there. Alright, let's go to Frontierland. Frontierland is home of two major must-dos, Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain is going to be closed from August 8th to November 18th of 2016. So if you're going anytime during that time frame, I'm sorry, but this must-do won't be happening for you. But let's talk about Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is based off of the movie Song of the South. It has some of my favorite songs in it, including Zippity Doo Dah. So it's obviously a must-do. But get ready, because you will get wet. You may even get soaked. So don't take any valuables on this ride, or put them in a clear Ziploc bag if you don't have an option. Another thing in Frontierland is the Country Bear Jamboree. This relaxing show takes place inside. So, if it's a really, really hot day in the summer, don't be afraid to stop in because it's air conditioned. It will cool you off. But it's also a lot of fun. These bears are toe tapping, and there's no other way to describe it as one of my favorite things to do. Now, when you get outside of the Country Bear Jamboree, you may start to get hungry. You don't have to go any farther than just across the way to get Disney's famous turkey legs. Now, granted, I don't eat turkey legs, but my grandfather did when he was around. So, if he gives them a thumbs up, you know they must be good. Alright, we're going to keep moving along to the last land, and that's Adventureland. Adventureland is home of Pirates of the Caribbean. Keep your eye out for Captain Jack Sparrow and some other of his motley crew, and hold on to your valuables, because you never know who could try and pickpocket you. This ride is awesome and exhilarating, and this ride is a load of fun. It is dark, so some kids may get scared. There is a drop in it, and there's a chance you may get a little bit wet. So just be forewarned for that. But that is one of my favorite rides, and it really doesn't need any explanation to why it's a must-do. Another Adventureland must-do is the Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise takes you on a tour through the rivers of Africa and Asia. And South America. Yeah, Africa, Asia, and South America. Make sure you laugh at your skipper's jokes, because the more you laugh, the cheesier they get, and some of them actually tend to get a little funny. And you may never know. You may discover the eighth wonder of the world. Who knows? Also in Adventureland, an often overlooked show that is there is Captain Jack Sparrow's Pirate Tutorial. It takes place right outside of Pirates of the Caribbean, and who knows, you may even get chosen to be one of Jack Sparrow's special crew. Put the little ones in front if you want them to get chosen. That's all I can suggest for that. And the last thing in Adventureland has to be the Dole Whip. Now, what is the Dole Whip? A Dole Whip is basically vanilla ice cream with either pineapple or mango sherbet. You can get it as a regular soft serve, or you can get it as a float, in which if you get either of the floats, I'm not sure about the mango one because that one's newer, but the pineapple one, it's a twist of the two and then pineapple juice. It's floating in pineapple juice. So I'm not a fruit person. My parents love them. Everybody that I know that have ever tried them has loved them. But it's definitely something that I think everybody should try once. Alright, now that we've gone through all of the lands, let's go back to the beginning. And let's hit something that takes place throughout multiple lands. And that is one of my favorite games to play. Yes, I said games. Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom is an interactive trading card game that happens throughout the park. You can go up against the villains in many places, including Main Street USA, Liberty Square, Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Frontierland. I may sound like I'm mentioning all of the lands, but you can't do it in Tomorrowland, and Fantasyland is only right by the castle, so it's not like that far into Fantasyland. So you have all these different places, and basically what it is you would go in, and there's a location at the fire station on Main Street USA, or behind the Christmas shop in Liberty Square, and you go in, You tap your Magic Band or your park ticket, depending on what you have, and they will give you a key and some trading cards for you to play in the park. They'll also give you a map and explain how the game works right then and there. So I'm not going to go into it. But if you have kids, or if you're one of those people that likes collecting Disney things, I would suggest doing Sorcerers in the Magic Kingdom. It's free! Free, free, free. What better way to get a souvenir than playing this card game and getting a free pack of cards? So, another thing is Walt Disney World is a place where dreams come true. And what better way to make dreams come true than to make memories, right? I mean, everybody goes to Disney to have a magical time. And you want to capture those magical moments. Well, Disney has a way for you to do that with the PhotoPass photographers. Now, I personally will be getting Memory Maker for when I go in November. So that's a little different, and I will do an entire video on that closer to my trip. But all over the Magic Kingdom, there are PhotoPass photographers, including with characters in front of major icons such as the castle, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, and some other places throughout the park. They can capture some of your most magical moments, so don't be afraid to ask. Also, don't be afraid to ask for what are known as magic shots. You never know who could pop up in your picture. You might see Tinkerbell, or Stitch, or maybe even Baby Simba. But keep your eyes peeled for PhotoPass photographers. It's a great way to make special memories and get them to last forever. I hope you enjoyed my must-dos, and I hope they help you plan your next Disney vacation. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next week for some of my favorite places to dine in the Magic Kingdom. See ya!